before the fucking thing even starts, I watched the Croods, the first one. It was really good, like, I really liked it. It wasn't like jaw fucking dropping or phenomenal, totally new movie ever, because, like, it had the dad not liking the guy coming into the thing and being boyfriend to the girl, his daughter, yada yada yada, pretty predictable, but it was still cool. There was stakes, it looked beautiful, the music was there with some funny jokes. It was only like one, like, potty humor joke, I think. I haven't watched it in a while. It was like, it was this scene. It was like the only joke about what in the movie, I think. So, and that happened. Otherwise, it was like, it was a good movie. Like, I think that instead of it being the end of the world, I think it was just some really big earthquake and, like, maybe a volcano eruption, maybe even a meteor shower. Just a bunch of horrible natural disasters all happening at the same time. Because if it really was the end of the world, then they would just keep on running across the world, and then they would run out of places to run, and then they would fall into the lava and die. So, pretty sure it was just some really big, massive natural disaster, and they thought it was the end of the world, because, they were cavemen.
This game is fucking phenomenal. It really does deserve most of the praise it's getting. However, I'm gonna get my biggest complaint about this game out of the way right now. I fucking hate its title. I hate this recent trend where you put a new entry in the series with the same name as the first entry in the series. It's fucking lazy, it's silly, and I understand the pretentious answer from the people that love the smell of their own farts. Oh, well, it's a reinvented Kratos. He's not the same man as we saw in the previous God of War games, thus it should have a completely different title as a soft reboot. It's fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. Call it God of War 4, call it God of War Norse, call it God of War Hard Dick No Condom, I don't really care, but don't call it the same name as the first game in the series. It's just dumb. It's very flat out stupid and silly. It'd be like if I had a son and I named him Charlie, but it wasn't Charlie Jr. You could not call him Charlie Jr. because that's not his name, it's just Charlie. So I would be Charlie 1994, and he'd be Charlie whatever year he'd be born in. It's dumb.
The point is, from seeing that awesome video from, Penguin or whatever, like, he's right. Instead of just calling it the Croods 2, they fucking called it, they called it fucking the Croods A New Age. And, like, I hate it. Instead, why didn't they just call it the Croods 2? I always loved it whenever it was just simple shit. You got your Dead Space 1, you got your Dead Space 2, Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, pretty simple shit. Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2. I am glad they just keep on doing that. Gears of War 4, Gears of War 5. It's pretty simple shit. Why didn't they just call it the Croods 2? Because if you give it this clever name, then all you're doing is giving away what it is. And that's kind of what happened in the trailer. So, the point is, it's like the trailer gave away a lot about the movie, and I guess the other thing is I never actually watched the Croods trailer, the first Croods trailer. I never actually watched it. We found the Croods by accident, pretty much, and we loved it. I bet maybe the first Croods trailer as well gave away a lot about the movie, but definitely the second Croods trailer. And again, it's just like, my biggest question about this was, why would they make it a second movie? It's kind of like The Last of Us didn't need a second game, stuff like that. Like, the Croods didn't need a second, movie. Again, not some phenomenal, groundbreaking film, but that's like the point. It didn't need another sequel. And I liked it. A lot of people liked it. Maybe that's why, because, like, not a lot of people talked about it, but it was a good movie, a really good movie. But yeah, like, not something that was so innovative or anything. Maybe, like, I guess, like, it had an underground cult following. People were like, maybe they should make another one because of how awesome it was. Because it is good. It is really good. Like, it didn't need a second one. It didn't need a second. I'm gonna refrain from using any clips from the movie trailer or anything like that, just because I don't want to get copyrighted or demonetized or whatever. So, So we start off with the movie. We start off the movie with, like, this fucking flashback of him, of Guy as a kid, which was completely unnecessary, like, in every way, shape, and form. Like, to be honest, I thought that the two people in the tower were actually the Bettermans, but they weren't. That's good. That's good. It's very good, obviously. But I was like, they didn't need to do this. I think they did this to make the fucking movie feature length. Like, no joke. They did this to make it feature length. The point is, I just didn't need to see this. I didn't need to see how him in the belt melts. Like, I mean, melts. I'm retarded. I'm so illiterate. But it wasn't that long, so like, I can't gripe about it too much, but even still, it's a really useless scene. Didn't really need to be there. So then, like, it's just, God, pretty much within the start of this, after that fucking flashback, him, like Eve, I think, talks, maybe him, and then, like, they're basically talking about how they're in love and blah 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 blah. Like I think it's Eve who was talking. She's talking about how they're in love, blah blah blah. She keeps on drawing hearts, blah blah blah. it's not that bad, you know, like, it's good. Like, what sucks is, like, fucking guy becoming, like, this fucking fuckboy. Like, he just, I don't know, he's constantly surrounding himself with each. You know that it's, like, love or whatever. Love changes the guy. But I don't know, he's just weird, and he says that he doesn't want to be cooped up in a pile or whatever, which I get, but he doesn't need to go far away, because that's what he suggests to her. And what I love is that, like, you know, like, Eep isn't, like, he's like, I would miss my family or whatever. And then he's like, I mean, well, like, then she goes to getting excited about it, because I guess she just wants to experience new things, you know, so Eep is staying consistent. But Guy knows that, you know, Grug is going to get mad at that, and they can't leave the pack. That would be stupid. I mean, like, logically speaking, that would be stupid. They'd get killed, you know. Staying together is definitely better than staying apart. All he would need to do is just, like, get out of the sleep pile and just say that we want to sleep over here, not in the pile. Grug would still get mad over that, but he would still accept it, because he'd be like, well, we're still together. But no. He's like, no, we need to go into a house far away from your family. I'm pretty sure that Eve didn't understand the severity of it, but still, you know, she was just excited for it, you know, because it was fun. Because she thought it would be fun. Grug is also a little weird. Like, he accepted Guy, like at the end of the first clip, he accepted Guy, and that he was going to be, you know, Eve's fucking boyfriend or whatever, you know. Relationship, part of the family, blah, 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 blah. He's just kind of mad that they're not following the rules, like, within, like, the first couple of things, like, the scenes. Like, they're just jumping around, almost getting themselves fucking killed. It's just, like, he tries to go off on his own instead of, like, following, like, the pack, you know, like, going into a kill circle or anything. He's, like, doing his own thing, which is almost getting them killed, and is almost getting the pack killed, you know, stuff like that. It's just annoying, you know? It's just annoying. The stupid love is messing up them fighting and surviving, you know? So then, like, you know, they find the wall. Well, mostly Grug finds it first, you know, like, he gets mad about them talking about trying to leave. They were, like, talking in the middle of the night. They thought that he was asleep, and he heard him, you know, so, like, he gets mad over that, obviously. Anyway, he goes out, he finds the wall, and, like, in the morning, he wakes everyone up, breaks open the wall, you know, and he shows them that there's a bunch of food and water and stuff. Like, for the most part, it's been pretty funny. Like, kind of, not like, I'm not like most here cackling or everything. Oh yeah, it's also kind of like the other thing. So, like, for the most part, potty humor, like, fucking sound a bit like the ass of fucking animal. Look, there's a lot of potty humor in this. Definitely more than the first movie. And you know me, I'm a stickler for that. It's not nitpicking either. It's just, it's not funny. It's not fucking funny. It doesn't ruin the movie. Like, but still, it's fucking there. It's never funny. Why hasn't this fad died yet? Just showing an ass or something. I don't get it. It's fucking Jeebus. Let's go back to the plot. So, like, they meet up with the Bettermans, and, like, the way that fucking Guy makes it sound like the Bettermans were his parents. So I thought, oh, they survived the tar and they just didn't find them. But no, they were, like, friends, I guess, that they found. But another thing is that, like, they don't even, like, until, like, later into the movie, maybe I just wasn't listening well enough, but it makes it sound like he after his fucking parents died in the goddamn tar, he came back here and found the Bettermans, or they were friends before. But what about this landmass? Why wouldn't he come back here after they died? So, technically within the movie, they were friends, but there was no, like, lush place with a bunch of trees, huge old tree and water and a bunch of farming. And just after they died in the tar, and the, you know, kid Guy was out there on his own, they created this wall and yada 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 to protect their daughter. Still, it just wasn't well established. Again, maybe I just wasn't fucking listening because I'm retarded. I don't know. So they're just friends of his. I legitimately thought they were like cousins of his, or maybe his step-parents or something. Because whenever they introduced Dawn, I was like, oh yeah, wait, they can't be girlfriend or boyfriend. That's bad. That's case in point. The Bettermans think that they're dirty and stuff, but you know, like, that's like, you know, like, whenever you're meeting up with someone new, they have, like, you know, everyone's weird. Everyone has, like, their own things that they do. You know, everyone has disagreements on what they do. Like, families meeting up in real life. You know, everyone has, like, differences. Like, they don't openly say, just get the fuck out of my house, you horrible, disgusting person. You know. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting this. I thought they were just gonna, I guess, somehow accept him, but not, like, try to kick him out at all or anything like that. I thought they were just gonna be, you know, different, obviously, and they would know that they were different, obviously. They wouldn't hate them or anything. They would just hate them in silence. I wish that this would happen more, because this plot has been done a million times before, you know. Someone, like, clean people being surrounded by dirty people, but they're not, like, the dirty people aren't that dirty. And the clean people are like, oh my god, we gotta get them out of here. I hate that, because, like, in real life, that doesn't happen. I've been around some weird, like, I mean, everyone's been around someone that they don't want to be around. You're not gonna be around forever. Well, I guess that's for them, because like, for us, in real life, I guess, like in the movie, they want to stay there forever because it's awesome. Even still, like, they're not that bad. They're cavemen. I don't know. It's stupid. I hate the plot. They really had to get them out because they're not like them. They're not the same. It's just stupid. It's already been done before. I don't understand. Ajib. So, Thunk's into watching the TV, aka a window. It was pretty funny. Uga and everyone else just kind of like the awesome amenities that they get. You know, like they get their own rooms. Like, Grug doesn't like this. You know, he thinks that they should all be in a pile. But they're in a safe, you know, guarded wall thing. So, you know, he just sleeps with his wife. You know, that's what he does. You know, because that's what you do. I don't know, it's just kind of weird that he even cares at all. I mean, I guess he would care more about, like, Thunk, because he wants Thunk to continue to, I guess, be like him, you know, like, fighting birds and shit. You know, and Thunk just wants to watch TV. It's pretty funny. Yeah, like, Uga and everyone else, they just want to break. And I'm pretty sure that Grug himself would also want to break from all the, you know, death-paid misery, so, you know. So, like, fuck, the Bettermans try to change fucking, Guy, like, making him, like, he wears sandals and shit, gets a new hairstyle, yada yada yada, you know. So, like, because they don't want Guy to go out with people or whatever, which again, it's so stupid. Anyway, so he changes a little bit, and, like, he does things that he doesn't like, but she doesn't say anything, and he doesn't know that he's being an ass. Like, she tries to build fire because she knows how to do it, but there's a better way, and then he says, wow, I don't even need for people, that was so useless. She doesn't say anything, and this makes sense for her to understand this, you know, like, it's easy to understand what the fuck love is, you know, and that she's being a jackass. So then Don comes over to, you know, cheer her up, and also, you know, to talk about, you know, like, you know, she's alright. You know, shows her his cars, that she has a peanut toe, yada yada yada. Then they go and get on, what's his name? Chunky, I think, you know, the tiger thing from the first movie. And they start jumping over shit, then they jump over the wall, you know. Then Dawn gets fucking, like, stung by a bee, and then, like, her hand becomes, like, the size of, like, a goddamn basketball. Like, it's, like, goo inside of it that makes me uncomfortable. That's just, like, my personal feeling from this. I'm like, oh my god, pop it already. Cut her hand off, Jesus. Somehow, I'm forgetting the movie, but I'm pretty sure that maybe before or after, something, god, when is in one scene, the, mom walks up to Uga, it basically tells her to get out, but in a very clever way, I guess, you know, she gives her, you know, basket to, you know, like, a go-away basket, is pretty much what she says. She says that Guy is home, and Uga gets mad, and I'm like, Uga and them aren't retarded, I understand that, but the way that she made it sound, like, she wasn't telling them to specifically leave or anything, and this is Guy's home, like, and they're home too, so they're just gonna stay here. The fact that Uga got mad at it didn't make any sense. Yeah, they're not retarded, but, like, the way that she made it sound, they weren't gonna leave, and she knows that they're not gonna leave, so, like, her to get mad just doesn't make any sense. And, like, with, you know, Grug doesn't like Phil or whatever, he doesn't even want to hang out with him, you know. Phil makes it go to, like this cave under the waterfall or whatever, it's like a sauna, it's all hot. Anyway, throughout this movie, it's been, like, consistently funny, especially Grug, you know, Grug just steals the show, he's just too good. Yeah, like, Grug and Thunk, they're stealing the show, they're so good. Anyway, Phil's trying to trick him into, like, making up a deal to make it to where, you know, he can't go with Guy, you know, or whatever. And, like, I just love, like, Grug is just like, it's too hot, man. I mean, Phil's just trying to make him open up, I guess, in a sauna, which is weird. I don't know if saunas do that. It's weird. Anyway, he makes up a deal. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny, you know, because Grug's in it. I mean, how could it not be funny? So basically, like, Eve and Dawn come back, and again, she just has that swollen hand. It just, again, just a personal thing. Yeah, it just makes me uncomfortable. It's disgusting. That's just my personal thing. Point is, you know, Guy's obviously mad. And I would be mad too. He's right. You should have brought her out there. She's just gonna get hurt. You know, there's a point between having an adventure and then fucking dying or getting poisoned by a goddamn bee. Anyway, you know, he doesn't get that mad, but then, like, you know, like, fucking, he says that she's a cave girl or whatever, you know, like, things are different now, and, you know, she's a cave girl. And she gets even more angry at him than she was before. Then they're all at the dinner table. But wait! I forgot to say there was like all these bananas, you know, like Rug wanted some bananas. I think there's like a scene in like the first movie with like the Punch Monkeys. Yeah, there was. I don't know, they were trying to eat bananas or something. The point is, you know, Rug wants a banana, right? But Phil keeps on telling them not to eat bananas. And you know, if you watch the trailers, and you know, there's like Punch Monkeys in the movie. I mean, at least like the trailer, well, I haven't watched them all, but at least like the trailers that I saw, like the first couple of ones didn't show that the Punch Monkeys were like the problem, so that's good. Yeah, like they're the problem. And yeah, as soon as they said not to eat the, you know, bananas, I knew it was going to be the Punch Monkeys. I mean, it's not that bad of a thing. You know, I guess it's like somewhat of like foreshadowing. You know. But anyway, so like, to get back at, you know, like, the Better Man chick, I can't even remember her name, and Phil, Uga and him, Uga and fucking Rug, they eat all the bananas just to get back at them, which was pretty funny. Case in point, they're all here, and they all started arguing about, like, you know, who's supposed to be here, who's supposed to go. And, like, Phil says that, like, there was a deal that he made with Rug. Rug's like, no, he tricked me. It was funny. With his man cave, and, like, the friggin' wife didn't know about the man cave. It's, you know, everyone's having a misunderstanding with each other. Thunk, again, being hilarious. It was, you know, it was a good scene. So then, pretty much, you know, Eep and fucking Guy, they're over. They're donezo. They're gone. Anyway, so like fucking Phil goes down there and starts crying by the fucking basket of bananas that were eaten. Tells them the story about how, you know, something kept on eating the bananas and only the bananas. Anyway, the wall gets ripped down and we realize it's just one baby monkey, but obviously he isn't just gonna be a baby monkey, it's a bunch of other monkeys. They take him away, and then they all figure out so the gang has got to go at the ghetto, but then like the fucking grandma said something about like the Thunder Sisters or something, you know, pro girls go and save the guys. I'm not against that, I guess. It was cringe though. I'm pretty sure that the Thunder Sisters weren't a thing. It was just a lie, probably. You know, that's what I'm gonna accept, because this is just really forced to have any type of message in a goddamn Croods movie. It's retarded if this is true, that, oh yeah, the Thunder Sisters totally existed. It's, I'm just gonna take it as a lie to make it just slightly more funny, but it was mostly cringe. The grandma saying this shit about Thunder Warriors, let's go and save the guys. The fact that in my day, there weren't any men, it was only chicks. Even though in the first fucking movie, she literally says that she had like a dude that she went out with. Whatever. I can't even remember. Like, you guys just watched the first movie. Go ahead and rewatch. You know what scene I'm talking about. Fuck. So the mother continues to be a bitch and shit. You know, they're going, trying to save the guys. But not Uga, the other chick. God, what's her name? Like, I just watched this movie like a couple of minutes ago, and I'm forgetting it. That's bad. Have such a forgettable movie. Then again, I mean, like, come on. I missed the mark. I didn't know that it came out on Thanksgiving. I thought it was coming out in like 2021. Maybe it should have came out in 2021. They could have ironed out this story a little bit better. But anyway, she's yelling at everyone, and you know, she gets like lost in like some of this ice shit, which she should have died from, but whatever. Then there's some spider wolves that are an allegory for how the mom is feeding the family. Because there was like an itty-bitty flubs spider wolf thing, and like the other spider wolf was the mom, and like Dawn tells her mom that like an allegory that the wolves were just trying to protect the little baby wolf from the others, but the wolves realize that they're good. And you know, the wolves, they shrug their shoulders because they don't actually understand. The point is, you know, it wasn't forced or anything. It was pretty funny. I like the design of like the spider wolves. It doesn't look like an actual spider. It's just the legs, you know. It has like what, like 6 eyes, I think. I can't remember. So with the punching monkeys, they're all in there trying to communicate with them through punches. You know, that was pretty good. And like throughout all this, Eep and Guy realizing that they're both being a bunch of poopies to each other. Like Uga tells Eep that, like, you know, like this technically is his home, which is exactly why I don't understand how Uga got mad at the wife for trying to tell them in a, you know, coy way that they should leave. Anyway, maybe I didn't use coy in the right way. I don't know. As I'm just trying to use clever words because I'm retarded. But she just tells him that like the Betterments have been Guy's family for a long time. So, you know, no wonder he wouldn't want to leave or anything like And fucking guy learns that he was a dick and mocking her own family and her, just being a jackass, you know, while they're both away. Point is, punching monkeys, they wanted bananas, you know, to bring back to a giant fucking monkey or whatever. God, Jesus. Look, they defeat the monkey and all that shit, and they live happily ever after. The point is, this movie did not need to exist. Like, jeez. Like, this movie has, like, it's so forgettable and boring. There are some moments that are legitimately funny. There's just an abundance of potty humor. The Thunder Sisters thing was just stupid. Boring movie. And again, the plot line of them not liking them or whatever because they're like different or whatever, and then accepting them in the end was so fucking predictable. And yes, I know what the first movie did it was, but that's like the thing. The first movie was masculine. It was still good, but it didn't need a second one. It wasn't like, to be honest, factually, it wasn't good enough to garner a second movie. Because yeah, you know, it's just the dad not liking a new guy coming in, changing up everything, being better than the dad, people liking him more than that, blah, blah, blah. Then also trying to go with his goddamn daughter and trying to move the family and other things, doing things differently that he just doesn't like. He's a man who stays in the past, blah, 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 but accepts in the end and accepts the new thing. Yes, it's already been done before, but somehow the Croods gets a pass. And that's the other thing. It only had one movie. That's all it should have stayed, was one movie. And I guess it's like the other thing. Again, like, it had like more, had also, like, people could die and shit. I'm not saying that some of it not happen in this movie, but you know, like, first movie, like, people could get hurt and die, you know, like they were running away from the end of the world was probably just, people running away from the end of the world, which was probably just some sort of massive natural disaster. You know, like, and even though Guy was smart, he isn't that smart. Like, he thought that tomorrow was running to the sun, which is also another thing. He thought that tomorrow was that treehouse and with the Bettermans, even though he said tomorrow was to ride the sun and take it to tomorrow, not a dumb fucking treehouse. And yet, of course, in the end, he's like, my tomorrow is you, Eep. I can't, like, it is, point is, it can't even, it's pointless. It's a pointless movie, and it just fucking sucks. No wonder not a lot of people are even really talking about it, because just like the first Croods, not a bad movie. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like, this movie is like acceptable, but really forgettable. Forget about it in like 2 seconds. But still, to me, that just sucks, because this movie shouldn't even exist. Yeah. And those are the facts, people. Goodbye.